And there we go. A little intro tune. Nobody's complained about it, so I think I'm going to keep that. Just sort of gets people ready. Hello.
Absolutely.
Hello,
Good morning.
everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. We've had little crackers going off all morning. Getting up, everybody up at 7 o'clock in the
Wait,
morning.
nothing like fireworks for an alarm clock.
That's it, yeah. Oh, she was up early as well. She's put all the little motif things, little flower things on
Oh,
the
yeah.
car. Warren, where's the cable ties?
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere.
Never to come off again. You
Yeah,
have cable ties.
well, I did it last year. They kept them on the car for a few weeks until they decided to cut them off because they were all wilted and dying.
Wilton. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's this Chinese New Year. Well, I thought it was actually tomorrow it starts, but for some reason they're doing it today. I thought it was tomorrow. I was just in Chinatown yesterday doing some
Yeah.
video, and all the signs said, all the signs say Sunday.
Yeah. Right.
Half the stuff
Okay.
in Chinatown wasn't even built yet. They were still painting it. I can imagine
Well,
all the handprints.
maybe it's New Year's Eve.
And maybe it is, and maybe it's Chinese New Year's Eve. Who
Eve.
knows?
Mm.
So, how is everybody this morning? Yeah, we got no Todd today. He's currently in transit.
He is indeed.
Who took him to the airport? You did?
Yeah, I took him this morning. Yeah.
That would have been a 4 o'clock start, was it?
No. It was a cruisy start for us. His departure was 10:30 Australian time.
Oh, I thought it was
Central
7.
Australian time. So, it was quite an easy morning. So,
So, you got a direct flight, or was you coming via Changi?
he's got a stopover in Changi
Yeah.
for about an hour,
Oh, okay.
and then
You got a
then further on.
quick change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's only a quick change.
I think it's like the only time I've ever gone through Chanya was an hour. It was 1 hour on the way through, and the plane was delayed 35 minutes. They held up the other departure. I think just long enough for us to get on it. And then on the way back, he said I got a sort of an 8 hour layover going back one time. They got a little
Yeah.
movie theatre in there. You can sit there and watch movies in there. It's got a little,
Right.
It's like a whole city in there, Chris Brown,
That's,
I know it's been mentioned a million times before, but which bank in Bangkok is it easiest to get a Thai bank account? From what I understand, the Bangkok bank has a lot of positives about fairly easy to get that. So as long as you got the appropriate paperwork, you got your little residency thing, or a lot of the TM30 just says you're here, and you got a place. I do think in the cases of last year or two that they've gone through, like Cody, he had to go, and of course Todd, both of them had to go to immigration and get a residency certificate. I think Cody had to pay for his in Hua Hin, and I think Todd got his done in Nakhon Pathom for free. So, it's a bit of a, whether they charge you for it or not. If you go to Changwatana, they definitely charge you. I know that. I've never heard of anybody getting it for free in Changwatana. So residency certificate, the TM30 obviously verifies both those sort of things. And you open the account just with your passport. The better bank, in my opinion, is Kasicon, but they're a little bit more finicky. Like when I went in with my Tabian Barn, my passport and everything else, and they say, "Where's your work permit?" And so I just opened the page for the retirement visa and going, "You know what that is, don't you?" And she had to go and talk to the manager, and the manager finally come back and said, "Yeah, that's okay." Nobody takes responsibility here. But yes, but Kasicon, I think, is just, it's a Thai bank. That's the one that Chanya's use and Chanya's families use, and everybody else I know uses Kasicon. I know a couple other people, like Rob, he uses Bangkok Bank and he swears by it. So, but yes, easiest one I think is probably Bangkok Bank, but probably the better one would be Kasicon, would be in my opinion. But I guess we all have our own opinions about from our experience. David SK, good afternoon. How you doing? Good to have you along. Todd's in transit. We were just before the stream started. What we were talking about, we was talking about getting the car going.
Oh, car, yeah. Got my car working while he was here. So, and now I need to wash it. So, directly after the stream, I'll be going to scrub that. And
There's
then
no little
you brought up, haven't I got a little Thai person running around washing my stuff?
Yeah,
And
haven't you got a few little ties in the street? You can do it for 200 baht, you know?
no, it
Jeez,
doesn't happen here.
it doesn't happen there.
It's $140 to $200 if you get the other races to do it at their local car washes. So
Well,
yeah, no, I won't be doing that.
our local one is 140 baht for a small car. Our car is slightly bigger, so it's 170 baht. So just transfer the dollars for bahts and you're good. But he wasn't feeling homesick.
No, not really.
My microphone's quiet, he says.
You're quiet, so
Let me just fix that up. Hold on a second. I don't know why that is.
that's,
Windows has been doing a few little updates recently.
yeah.
And
No, he enjoyed his time being here. It was good to have him back for a little bit and chew the fat as you do, and share what the experiences of the last 14, 15 months have been like for him. So it's so it was a good time. I think he wanted to probably stay a little longer, but there's always other opportunities. But no, I think at the end of it, he was excited to get back to his Thai home. So
right, just get this microphone level. No, it says it's 50%.
morning, Malcolm K.
Let's bump it up a bit higher then. Okay. Does that make it better? It's probably a better way
Somebody
to do
can comment. I'm not sure. Chris will let us know if we're
I'm
back
sure
to
it's all going to
normal.
be okay. Expat Paul, g'day Paul. You coming to the party next Friday? Yes, we've got a shindig going on at the Down Under Bar, Susie's Bar, next Friday. We've got celebrating Todd's birthday, 50 something. My
50
birthday,
something.
60 something. We're going to do them all at one party, of course. So, rather than have two separate events, which we did last time, we're going to have one party. Todd gets to wear the cape and the crown for the first half of the party, and then I get to wear it for the second half. Then I get to become the custodian for the next party, which will be Jerry's birthday. But I've been told he's going to be up north, so he'll either have to have it early or late. But anyway.
Yeah.
David, I think it also matters the bank location. Yes, that's highly critical. I used Krung Siri at M Quarter, worked okay, but did not need to go to immigration for any extra paperwork. If you ever need to talk to somebody, if you need to talk to somebody at the VA, always drop in and sort of check them first. Don't assume that fact that us vloggers know what it's going to be for your bank. It's it's one of the biggest problems we have here. A lot of misinformation, and it's very much specific to what street you were living in. This is what you get used to in Thailand. The example I would use is like that Flourish Cafe video I put out yesterday. The whole web and network of information here, that information dissemination through local circles is not done in the interwebs. It's done on things like Line, and they got a Line group for the Mubad, and they just popped up and said, we've just opened our cafe out, only 8 minutes away. Come along, So we went along, and they gave us a discount because we live in the same moon bar.
Yeah, I was watching that this morning, and there's quite a cute little spot too. Nice little spot on the Clong.
I'm sure when the grass is all done and they've done all
Yeah.
the concrete around the edge of the Clong, it'll look quite nice.
Yeah.
But they made a good start.
Absolutely. No, Malcolm. I was almost hitting the commit button for my flights. There has been a scheduling conflict with some family matters here back at home, so I am now pushing it back to mid-year at this stage. So the 2 weeks I planned and had slotted aside for it, there was a last-minute conflict. So I am still coming, definitely, but yeah, it's probably going to be more probably May, June at this stage. So But yeah, looking forward to getting over.
Just looking at the sound meters on my thing here. What's going on there? That's my microphone. That's my microphone there. Well, it's coming through. It's just that I'm not getting a register on the scale here, on the mixer. It's
On the mix.
bit weird. I said, I wish software. There it is. It is working. So I just make I see it's not peaking. If I maybe I just going to move the microphone a bit closer, like it keeps on getting bumped because I hang my headphones on it. There we go. That's a bit better. I'm now starting to see the peaking in the yellow.
Yeah, and you get a bit more dynamics in my ear too, so it's good.
Scroll that down there. Scroll that down there. Yeah, enough jiggery pokery. Chris, did you need to show any other paperwork besides passport? Well, I don't know what his case is. Todd needed his residence certificate, but my Tabi and Barn suffice. And that's finally been updated. Yes, I got the new Tabi and Barn. Still waiting for my little pink ID card. Can't get over the fact that, you go to one office and they do it all on the spot. Bing, 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 in and out in an hour.
Yeah.
No, complaint Tom. Not as switched on. They've got a special person that comes in and has to do the foreign ID cards on a Wednesday, and we had to book it 2 weeks in advance because they only do a few every day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, it's all right. The main thing was the Tabi and Barn. That's the one that you need if you want to avoid having to do the whole residence certificate every time you want to do something official. And as I said, Chang wasn't a charge for that. And you've got different residency certificates for different operations. You've got one type for opening a bank account. You've got one type for registering a motor vehicle. You've got a general purpose, and there's probably another one as well. But I'm just hedging my bets on that one. The amount of paperwork here, it's amazing. Let's just hope they don't have a fire somewhere. Well, maybe that's the intention. Let's get rid of all the paperwork. Let's burn the place down. But yeah, so he didn't get. He got a little bit homesick, but not overly homesick.
Not overly. He missed a few things that obviously he doesn't get to do over there. He definitely spent time in working on cars and that sort of thing, which I know is a shared passion of ours. So once he got his hands greasy and on the tools and diving in, I mean, my motor we basically pulled almost half apart to a short block. So yeah, it was all go for a few days. So it was so I think he sort of misses that a little bit. So if he is coming back, I think it might be just slightly more extended than 2 weeks. But but no, he was just as excited to wake up this morning and head back. So it's I think he's invigorized to do a little bit more travel and a bit more stuff and riding bikes with you and going down that way. So we spoke about a lot of stuff, but no, he was definitely all smiles. So back to the land of smiles with a smile on his face, and yep.
So what time does he get in here? So I just said he's got an hour in Changi.
Yeah, so
it's 10.
So 10 hours to. Is it 10, 9 hours to Changi from here, I think?
It's 9
and a half.
So it's an hour from Changi to Bangkok.
Yeah.
It's 10 and a half. So it's 10. So
and then the time zone difference of 3.5 between here and there.
So he'll be getting in about 10 o'clock.
It'd be probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock this evening, I would say.
Mm-hmm. But you're dying to get back into the game. I see I got a sandstorm coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one thing he sort of said. Oh, wondering what he's going to go back to his games, but.
It was a David was saying there. They wanted a certificate of entry. They didn't have certificate of entries when I got my bank account. That was all post-COVID stuff. But that seemed a bit of a strange reason why you would need that. But again, I suppose it suffices because certificate of entry, it's been approved on some official channels. Yeah, I think it's just really just, you've got to have some sort of official, document stating that you are here long term. Although you can go to agents in Pattaya and pay a premium, and they'll set up a bank account for you, and as a temporary, as a permanent thing. But on a tourist visa, the legalities of that is subject to whoever's looking at the paperwork at the time, I'm guessing. Banks are only too happy to have your money, so there is some sort of law around it. The fact that they must be a resident, but I think there's not enough checks and balances in place to really check every account that's being set up. So. But after you have opened your bank account later on, if for any reason you need to go to the bank to talk to somebody, make sure you bring your actual country passbook. Actual country passbook. Oh, passport, sorry.
Passport.
Passport, yeah. So, again, it's just my eyes. Yeah, because the fact that, again, passbook, all Thai banks have passbooks. We did away with, bank books back in the 70s, didn't we, in Australia? But yeah, we still have bank books here. A bit of a weird noise coming through there.
That was random.
That was totally random. But yeah, outside that, that's what else we were catching up on before. There was something else that was just funny that I thought we could share with them, but I can't think of it now.
I think we were discussing the car washing thing for a little bit. But,
yeah, car washing. Not enough ties in Australia.
There's definitely not enough tyres. Yeah, certain races have a monopoly on car washes here.
Yeah.
So we need more competition to bring all that stuff down, I think. So
I think they need to do the lower wages thing first. The whole escalation of what do you call it? The cost of living is spiraling out of control.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah, well, Todd had a bit of a nip in the butt about that while he was here. So
yeah, a bit of a reality check on what the price.
Reality check of pricing in the last 18 months. So yeah, he couldn't believe some things. So I think he's going to be happy to be back in Thailand. And I don't blame him. Yeah, really don't blame him.
Yeah, so just restating, we are doing a meet-up thing next Friday, which will be a birthday bash. So we'll get a message out early, try to roust up the troops. Susie's got rid of the pool table, so we've got some more space there now. She wants to talk to us and Todd specifically, because Todd likes to do the decorating. So she wants to know what to do in the back part of the bar where the pool table went. There's a lot of space there now. I reckon we need to have some nice little comfy lounge chairs, for the regulars to sit down and smoke a cigar and talk to the girls. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a cigar loungy type of feel.
My type of party on screen three. Screen 3. Oh yeah, yeah. This is me and my dancing girls. You don't want to mess with them. They kick ass. They really do. We take them out into battles.
Dancing girls with swords.
That's it. Yeah, they are not to be trifled with. And they got cute asses too. So there you go. I should play the game, but yes, I'm talking. I said I'm playing the game. I'm not. I'm playing this game. I'm playing Streamlabs. That's just a bit of visual, like you see the guys. That's a bit of visual, what would you call it? Aesthetics to making the live stream a bit more, motion sensitive.
bit of eye candy, you reckon?
Bit of eye candy. Some dancing girls. Yeah. They don't. I don't think there's a go-go dance on to learn, but I have to go around and check the map, see if there's a go-go dance. This is the closest. This is belly dancing they're doing.
Belly dancing.
Oh, I like belly dancing.
Malcolm K. Put in a multi-purpose ping pong dance table.
Multi-purpose? Hey, I've got tables. Whether I can get one on the table or not, it's another matter.
Welcome to Slow Coach.
Yes, welcome along, Malcolm K. How's it hanging? I don't know. Is it hanging slightly to the left? It's all good. I went into Bangkok yesterday. Shot some video around Hulampong to check out the train station because the fact that that's all the what they call suburban trains have now moved to Bang Sue. I think that was yesterday was the official. No longer will the suburban services go from Hulampong. They've got a bus service running from Hulampong now up to Bang Sue, which seems counterproductive. Couldn't they just had a backwards and forwards route if they didn't? This is Thailand. Nothing makes sense. They're not that they're going to rip the rail lines up, are they? The rail lines are going to stay there.
Are they? Yeah.
Because the SRT stay in there. So I was hoping to see a couple of the steam trains because they do park them there from time to time, but there's no official special runs scheduled, so they weren't there. But it's again, walking through Hulampong station, just that feeling of antiquity. Because we got all the the typical stations we're used to in Australia, or 3 foot off the ground, so you can walk straight into the carriages and everything else. These things here, where you can walk up the station, walk across the rail lines. Where's the safety barriers? It's an interesting paradigm to say the least. But because we were in Hulampong doing that, then I thought I'd took a wander into Chinatown, looked to sort of see the preparations, on the street, looking at all the street vendors and the traffic, and give people a bit of a snapshot of what it's like. And I believe it's like that every day, even though Chinese New Year weekend starts this weekend. There was some extra construction going on, but those street vendors, that's it. That's their livelihood. They're there all the time. Mind you, I thought it would have been fuller, but 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there was plenty of food vendors out there, and it was like wall-to-wall food. It looked crowded in spots, but not as crowded as what I would have thought it would be. Mind you, I might get back in there on Sunday or Monday and just do another snapshot. I'd like to get it in the night time. I should have, if I stayed there an hour later, I would have got the nighttime lights. But I thought, no, I'll go and have a couple of drinks, because I was also going to go and catch up with the guys at PopeKael Museum. Ten's trying to set something up there on a weekly basis for a little get together. He doesn't know whether it's going to be Friday nights or Saturday nights at this stage. They're just trying something out. It's like a meet and greet, another meet up sort of thing, but with a cannabis focus. So I met a couple of his friends there last night, but I didn't stay long. That's what it was. First night he was doing it, so it was more just one for the team. Get there. Yeah. But hopefully, if we get the word out that it's going to be on, then we might get a few more participants.
Participants.
Yep. And DA Travels, good afternoon. Good morning. Texas, that would be evening. Good evening. Oggie's still playing, but he's not in game, is he? No. He's probably in game. What is he? Is he in the game? Is he? It says he's online. He tends to fall asleep at the keyboard a little bit. Next hello, good morning, or good afternoon, good evening as well. He's East Coast, isn't he? Trying to keep everybody remember where they are. And tab back out on the other screen. There we go. If Oggie was here, we'd probably go and kill somebody. But Oggie's just doing his own thing. We could always go and visit him, I suppose. All right, come on. Isabella, you can come along for the ride. There we go.
She's shaking it well.
There we go. Let's go and visit Oggie's house. See if we can see him there. Maybe roust him up to come and join us on the live stream.
Yeah, Exila. Yeah, yeah. California, baby. West Coast.
Oh, he's West Coast, right? Okay.
West Coast.
So many people. Now, where is Mr. Oggy?
Love the West Coast.
Where is Isabella? He's not showing. He's probably fallen asleep at the keyboard. Where's the map?
Yes, West Coast, Best Coast. Agree, I agree.
Okay. I don't have his dot there, so he must be out doing something. What's he doing? Or maybe not seeing his dot today. Game bug. No. Oh no, he's over here. What's going on all the way over there? Serena.
That must be where the go-go bar is.
Oh, another game there. No, the Witch Queen's in here. I don't know a portal close there. He's obviously doing something. Oh, where's the portal? Let's go back. You two girls go there. Don't you wish you could do that in real life? Girls, just go there.
Just go there.
Just go there. Don't say anything, just go there. Right? Yeah. Stop following.
Now dance.
Yeah, now dance. Dance for me, baby. There you go. West Coast, Best Coast. Well, I've never been there, so I really can't judge. I've got a few other friends over on West Coast. Not quite on the coast, a little bit inland, but there was one girl that I used to chat with regularly online back in the day. And we used to play Second Life.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. I like the West Coast.
Shit,
LA
tushy
got me
down
for a
there.
little bit.
I reckon they're all Thai. Look at this colour of their skin. They're just perfect Thai colours. And of course, I'm just the white bitch, you know.
You're the Farang that's standing in the middle.
I'm the white bitch, yes. But yeah, that's life. I'm trying to get tab back out again to get back to the screen. Isn't it interesting how different games do that different tab function to swap screens?
Yeah.
You know? One does it one way, another does it another way. But it's all good. Yeah, so I had a bit of fun last night. Just went to the Patpong, caught up with 10. Who else was there? Oh, I can't remember their names now. Geez, I'm terrible, hopeless with names when I met people for the first time. Does anybody else suffer from that? I don't know. It was just me. I did these professional speaking courses when I was young, and one of the things that they're always on about is this ability to remember people's names is quite critical when you're a speaker and entertainer and taking care of business with social groups. It's I just can't deal. I can't do it. For some reason, I've just really never been good with names. I remember the faces. I just don't remember the names.
Let's start handing out name badges, Lawrence.
I think we should have name badges. We should reintroduce name badges. There's nothing embarrassing about that. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows your name. Ladies with swords. Yeah, it's not a lady bar. Sorry, this is ladies with real swords, not the flesh swords. Sorry, you didn't get that, did you? I suppose you did. I didn't get a laugh out of you.
No, just.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is Thailand. Come on.
Yeah.
People think it's strange, but I don't.
No, not at all.
Sam Davis from San Diego. You don't hear much about San Diego, do you? It's sort of one of those West Coast towns that just doesn't really get much limelight, isn't it?
San Diego.
They're still in California, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
close to the border.
It's,
Close to the border.
yeah, I think it's one of the international trunk routes lands there.
Mm.
I know when I've done trace routes, you see San Diego come up, but other than that, I don't I don't hear about it much. Why don't you hear about color? You hear about some places, but places like San Diego, why doesn't it get what?
Oh, they've got a great zoo and a great wildlife park there, and a great um, the aquatic park they got there as well. So very
Hmm.
very touristy kind of city in a lot of areas.
He grew up in Walnut Creek. I've even heard of that name in some movies or something. I've never looked up where it actually is, but but yeah,
Walnut Creek. Mm.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a visit to the US at some stage, but it's not high on my priority list. You know, it's more about
Yeah, I
the
wanted.
bragging rights, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the one thing I did miss about going to when I was last on the west coast was the big red trees, the ancient trees. I really wanted to go and see them.
I've seen those 100-year-old photos of these trees that are the size of a
Mm,
an oil tanker, and then they cut them
hmm.
down. They've taken 2 weeks to cut down one tree and things like that. And you go, oh my
Yeah.
God! You know, they make special saws. They weld saws together to get the
Mm.
length. That
To get
you don't find trees like that anymore, do you? They've all been
no.
cut down. Be a novel idea to actually regrow some trees, wouldn't it? Well, maybe even grow
That would
some
be a
more
great
cannabis.
idea.
Yeah,
You
grow
know,
some cannabis. I think you get twice as much
yeah,
fibre material out of hemp for the same amount of land as you do out of growing trees. Just
yeah,
don't look as
and,
they don't look as good, but
and the novel idea of cleaning up the air, replacing carbon monoxide with oxygen. So you
well,
know,
they do that automatically.
that's
Uh,
right. So
you know those trees are farming us, don't you?
yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah,
long-lived, farm the
yeah,
humans.
yeah.
Yeah,
Give us carbon monoxide.
give you oxygen to
Yeah,
live and grow and decompose to
yeah.
become plant food. That's
Plant food.
a nice vicious cycle. Yeah, yeah, we need more trees. There is. I have seen these things. There are these pagan outfits now that, rather than bury you in a coffin, they actually
Yeah,
put you in compost and bury you, and you
yeah, right.
become a
And you
tree.
become a tree.
A novel idea that is. Yeah,
I might request that in my will. I think so.
I think I'll just go for the whole barbecue thing.
Barbecue and scatter.
Barbecue and scatter on the river. Yep,
Yeah,
barbecue and scatter in our clong at the back here.
yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, nice and unofficial. There we go. It's an excellent. San Diego has a great climate, best in the US. Oh, I'll have to take your word for it. If you can't drive a car, it's not it's not a tree. If you
Oh, if
can't
you
drive a
can't drive
car through
through
it,
it.
it's not a
Yeah,
tree. Right? Okay.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen I know they've cut archways in these bloody massive trees. Yeah, crazy stuff. That's a tree.
That is a tree.
And what would all those Tasmanian tree huggers do? They couldn't get their arms around. They'd have to have a ring around them,
It'd be a chain of huggers,
A train of huggers.
a chain of huggers.
Oh my God. Uh, Guess what? They probably don't realise the saw won't even flinch a millimetre when it hits their body.
Yeah,
The trees are much harder. Goes through soft flesh like
yeah,
a knife through
butter.
butter.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what we should do with some of those tree huggers. Yeah, so it's been an interesting couple of weeks.
yep.
We get well. Hopefully, we're going
You
to
got a
get
few.
some riding on the platter. As soon as Todd gets settled back in again.
Mm,
I think what I'm to do, I'm just going to rock up to his house with the gear all set, ready to go, and say, "Get your gear, we're going for a
yeah,
ride."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's exactly what's going to have to happen. I think. Yeah.
We've still got to
Just
do
sit
the
out
video. We've got to walk through
just
the.
sit out the front and rev the bike,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
they'd have them all kick me out of the new barn. Yeah. Um, but yeah, the it's the trouble with Thailand. You just get so relaxed and just doing nothing. You know.
Mm,
If,
mm.
you know, I suppose if I didn't have the computer system, I'd be doing more other things. But you know, it's always the path of least resistance and the most entertainment.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, I think the Wiley Wombat Riders needs to have a few more
Well, my
videos
bike's
added
ready to
to it.
go. You know, it's got the
Yeah.
new battery in it. It's got all the gear, all the
So
cameras are
what does
ready
he
to
need? So
go.
what does he need? New battery. Or has he got that?
We got the new battery in his bike as well.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
We got the power steering done on Chanya's car, so she's driving that again, which
Oh,
is
okay.
it's
Yeah.
efficient. It's LP
Yeah.
gas, so it's a cheap car to
Yes.
run. You know, like it's 17 years old, but it only costs us about this year it's cost us 11,000 baht to keep the car
Right.
running. That was a new battery and the power steering had to be. He said there was a leak in it, something like that. So
Leak. Yeah. Yep.
they had to replace some sort of master cylinder in the power steering. But that's all better now. But yeah, and when you start to think, that's something we're going to talk about. This whole, you know,
Mm.
where we come from in Australia and I suppose the US is we're now so used to the throwaway society. You know,
Mm.
throw this away, throw that. It's not working. Just throw it away, throw it away. It still amazes me what you see here in Thailand. Just as when we had the alternator fixed, right? They pulled the alternator out. They put meters on it. Right? They determined what was wrong with it. This is visually all I
Mm.
can say. I'm really not following the conversation all that well.
Mm.
They determined it looked like the rectifier bridge was something was wrong with that. So rather than put a new alternator in, they went to the shelf, and these on the shelf there
Mm.
was alternators, all blister, all you know, well, they're shrink wrapped, so
Yep.
they
Yep.
look like second hand or reconditioned ones. He pulled one apart, took the shrink wrap off, undid that, realised it didn't have the right bridge in it, put that back on the shelf, grabbed another one off the shelf, pulled the plastic wrap off that, pulled that one apart, pulled the bridge out, put it in mine, right, and charged us
Mm.
1,200 baht. You know, in
Yeah.
Australia they wouldn't have done that.
I know.
That
That's
was
too much.
45 minutes work to do that. You know, it would
Yeah.
only been in Australia it would have been 10 minutes work just to go and get the new one out of the
Off the
shelf and
shelf.
through that and
Mm.
throw that one away. Um, yeah, this is Thailand.
Yeah.
I
No.
love it.
It's yeah. Yep. No. I agree. I'm a big stickler for recycling and repairing.
Mm.
It's everything has its weak spot, and if you can fix that weak spot, you you give it a whole new life.
Yeah.
So um,
Well, things wear
yeah.
out. You know, like the second law of thermodynamics. You know, everything
Yeah.
decays to entropy, right? So
Yeah.
you know, but how long it takes that's the next question.
Well, that's
We
right.
we
Yeah.
could build things in the world here today that basically last its lifetimes.
Mm.
But
Mm.
as I said, you know, where's the commercial advantage in that for the shareholders if something never breaks down? It's the problem we got with our current day society. I really think it needs to be fixed. We need more.
Mm.
We need more Thailand thoughts on. Let's reuse that. Let's reuse that.
Mm.
There's one just visually going down the say, hey, there's one place that plastic like it's a good 50-metre frontage on the road there, and it's just all bags of plastic bags with plastic inside it. Plastic.
Mm.
I'm going, where's the recycling nature in that? I can't see how that could ever be recycled anywhere. But it's a business that guy runs, and he's got plastic bags of plastic,
Plastic bags.
plastic
Mm.
bags of plastic bags. Weird, but it all gets. This is the thing. It all gets done. It all gets reused. At some sort of level, you know, there's always some sort of dollar value to everything that we throw away, and the Thais find that part of their
Mm.
lifestyle, which I think is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
They should teach the world a little bit more about reusing the stuff that's not broken, but that's broken. Sometimes they just can't stop it, but
Vibes. yeah, I mean, an engine that has a big hole in the side of the block is no longer an engine. It's not a whole combustion.
Oh, I don't know. You've got cast iron welding these days. I do some cast iron welding back in the day.
Yeah, I suppose you could cast iron weld it and sleeve it
Yeah,
and give it a
sleeve it.
go. And,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Wouldn't be the first time.
bit of JB weld. Never heard anyone.
Boring out an 1100 mini block to 1270 or 1310. You don't get much thickness in the walls between cylinders 1, 2 and cylinders 3 and 4, but it's a lot of fun. I had a 1310 motor in mine. 2836 side draft Weber, 3870 cam, long extractors.
A little bit lumpy.
It was a bit lumpy.
A bit lumpy.
We had a dynode, and we could take it out to 9,000 RPM. We had a spring steel centre main strap across the centre bearing.
Oof.
But I tell you what, at third gear, $9,000, right?
Yeah.
And you're mad. God, that thing got up and go, and it fucking got up and went like that centre. Seriously, when I pulled the motor after I blew that motor up, when I pulled that motor down, the top half of the centre main cap was wedged in the bottom one. It still flexed that much that fucking lifted the bearings. Just completely sort of bent the crank and everything. It just man, that was a good car. I loved that car. That was my most fun car. You know, there's 17 different positions you can actually have sex in a Mini. That's a Clubman Mini.
Okay.
A Clubman Mini, you know.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You know, I'm not talking about those Morris Minor Minis. I'm talking the Clubman. There's a little bit more room in there. I don't think you could do it in a Morris Minor. That was just way too small.
Yeah, no.
The Clubman had a bit more seating space, but anyway. But yeah, and don't worry, we counted them.
We counted them,
We counted
marked them down.
Marked them down.
Hey, you need to write a book.
That's it. But yeah, the good old days. Then again, I had I had the V8s as well. I had the V8 Premier, the 5 litre, with the dodgy gearbox.
Yes.
God, I don't know how many times I had that gearbox in to have the torque belts fixed. Torque bands. Yeah. Like it just kept on getting that idle lumpiness at the light, because like 5 litre would put a 4-barrel Holly on it, and it was a nice vehicle back in the day. Then I bought the Monaro. That was to pull the chicks,
That was the chick puller.
That was the chick puller, with the cement bags in the back, so you could keep it on the road in the wet. Such is life. Don't worry, that was only a 4.2 litre. A mate of mine had a Tirana, 186 Tirana.
Yeah.
I think bought out the 202 or something like that. Triple Webbers on the triple Webbers.
Trippies. Yeah.
That thing there was dangerous in the wet. It really was. It was still a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I had a mate who had a HR that was like that. So it was like that. Bought out 186 just with triple Webbers, all blueprinted, beautiful cams, and it was like,
Yes.
Again, yeah. High RPM, high torque.
Me, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do the car thing. All that grease and muck and everything. Sort of over that now. But yeah, life is to be enjoyed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Chanya's making a bit more of an effort to try to teach me more Thai.
Yeah, I did notice that with the video this morning.
She's trying a bit more to teach me the Thai. Trouble is, I learn at a specific, I've got to hear it, I've got to see it, I've got to then practice it, hear, see, practice, hear, see, practice. And so when she's doing specific words, I would like to be able to review, and I've got no way of, could you write that down somewhere? I suppose what I could do is here's my translator, because you've got a history on the translator, write it in Thai there, and then I'll learn it that way. But but I got to see a visual cue as well, so I start to have some sort of triple context,
Context, yeah, absolutely.
But I don't do too bad. You know, commonly I used to say I don't speak Thai. It avoids
You
all
don't
the
speak.
I know, it avoids all the because as soon as they don't want to test you. Like I don't want to go to school. That's what I just want to eat food. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
want to have a conversation. Just give me the
how much
food.
do you know? Yeah. Sons of arthritis. Need to write again. Yes, they do.
Yes, well, the Sons of Arthritis, the Wily Wombat Riders. That's what That's what we got as the name of the group. There's two, possibly three, right? I always have to count Bolt in there, but him and his teaching curriculum makes it a bit hard for him to get out in the weekdays. He's got students to look after. Cody's still looking for a bike.
Is he still looking?
But
Okay.
he hasn't settled on anything yet. He's looking at something around the 500cc mark.
Yep.
But again, he wants to test ride a few, which is a bit harder to do.
Yeah.
But it's all good. So anyway, for the few people here, what else is going on in the world? We've got our world covered. What's happening in your side of the world?
Yeah.
We know San Diego has great weather. San Francisco is just the place to be. What else? There must be other people. Go and kick some butt in the game. But I'll leave that. I'm planning to do the arena commander today, but I wanted to see if Oggy wanted to go and sacrifice, be the cannon fodder. One of us is going to die. I did find out in the game the fact that in this magic sort of thing, there is actually a way to resurrect your corpse.
Okay.
So I didn't know about that, so that's ready to go. So when I do die, I can quickly do that one. Summon my corpse. It brings back all your gear, but not your minions, unfortunately. And they will die.
Okay. Australia Day is being replaced by Invasion Day.
Yeah.
Really? That's official, is it, Malcolm?
Invasion Day. They're sort of little snowflakes.
Woke
Didn't seem to worry anybody for 200 years.
No.
Didn't worry you for 200 years. In the last 10 years, it's become just a political issue. Oh, come on, people, grow up. Australia Day was about getting together with your friends, having a barbie, and having a few beers. Right?
Yeah.
And
It's an inclusive day.
Yeah.
It's
You're in
never to
Australia.
be.
You're in Australia. You're having a good time. You're having some meat. You're having some snags in the barbie. You're having a few beers with your mates, right? Being thankful that you won the lucky country. But again, the politicians have screwed that up. It's no longer the lucky country. It's now the hard done by country. Yeah, the prison country. 2 years in lockup. Really?
Yep.
That's life. But yeah, we can complain about it all we want. Or you can move to Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah. Move to Thailand.
Move to Thailand. Thailand's a great
Number.
country if you like chaos.
Suzuki GSX 8S looks pretty nice. Okay.
You're going to make me look one of those up, are you?
Oh, well,
What is it?
similarly,
Suzuki GSX.
GSX-8S.
Control C. Let's go to DuckDuckGo. Control V. Okay, let's have a look at what do we got here? That's a clutch rocket. Twin, what's a 2-cylinder? I don't want to be notified about Suzuki motorcycles. Two-cylinder or what is it? It's a 2-cylinder.
The cylinder.
776 parallel twin. Looks like a big brother of the Kawasaki, trying to muscle in on their market. Some nice extra gear. $8,849 from Suzuki. What's the price in Thailand? You got Thailand pricing? No.
I
think
can
you
have. No, I can have.
Yeah, it's you know, it's just not a cruiser. That's all. Looks like it's a nice little rev head bike.
Mm.
The twin cylinder, it won't rev as high, so yeah, not a bad looking bike. But,
Yeah, it's not bad looking.
Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so well, I suppose we better wrap things up and get some game playing done. I could play games now, but of course, you know, I can't. You know, in the middle of a fight, I can't really watch the stream. It's what's going on. Press all the buttons. I get it. That's something I need to improve on.
Yeah.
Get a stream deck. I've heard that's helpful. Stream decking.
Well, to all you fellow Aussies, I'm going to invade all your invasion parties.
Are you?
No, I don't know. If it's going to be replaced by Invasion Day, well, I better go out and invade.
You're going to invade somebody's Barbie.
Yeah, well, it's Invasion Day.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
okay.
Australia Day. So I'm going to, knock on everyone's door that's having a party. I'm here to invade.
Well, I suppose we'll be celebrating Invasion Day. That Susie's on Friday as well, because it's a day off.
Yeah.
So it'll be a big party, I think. So if you're in Bangkok area, next Friday, 5 p.m, be there or be square, as they say. Have a good one, you invaders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to continue on, and but we'll love you and leave you close enough to getting the thing finished here and talking to you next week. We'll have Todd back.
Yes.
Let's try to get some more. But don't forget, you're always invited to come and join us and hang out with us anytime. Excuse me, anytime you want. Always among friends here. That's what we're all about.
Absolutely. Everyone have a great week.
Doing our thing. Yep, as I said in the last video, I'm not playing the stupid game anymore. I'm just going to keep it real. See if I can get more real.
Keeping it real.
More real. Chanya's got the idea, the fact that we should see if we can get into a few of these estates around here and have a look around and show what's available living a suburban lifestyle. I think we really need to focus on that. We're so close to Bangkok, it's just not funny, and get a mate like Mike with his taxi, well, he's a Grab driver, but he's a Grab driver. He's got the Grab app, does the driving for Grab, but we got his contact number. Mike, want to go into Bangkok? Leave at 3 o'clock. You available? Yep. Okay. See you at 3.
Yep.
He's always on time.
Yeah. That's what you need, and then I think people would be interested in seeing some of the sort of more suburban and that sort of lifestyle too was. So.
Well, like I said, we've been meaning over and over again to do a tour of Todd's house, give you an idea of what 14,000 baht a month, gets you. Whether you want a shoebox in a high rise in the centre of the city, which is convenient, there's no doubt about it, or do you want to just get a little bit more? I just want to be in my own space, take care of my own things, and then commute to the entertainment areas. And we don't have far to go. Like we got Salia, and there's a whole bunch of bars along Saiha, which hopefully we'll get to investigate once we get riding. Because the sort of things that you need to ride there and just drop in, have a Coke and then drop into the next one, have another Coke.
Drop in the next one. Yeah, absolutely.
Do all that sort of stuff. G'day, Dave. How you doing?
Dave.
Did you make it? Well, we were just waiting for you there, Dave. We just knew you were coming, so we got just a minute left. He's like me. I miss his stream because he's up too early and. He misses out because
occasionally I've dropped into his on the off chance he's on. So
I said we do as at 10 o'clock. That's it. It's a schedule. It's the only schedule I do keep apart from the 90-day check-in. Which what day is it? Today it's the 21st. My check-in because I wanted to see if the online system works. So I got to do it 7 days before. What is it? I got 28th. So 21st plus 7 is 28, isn't it? Okay. I should do that today. I should try that today, see if it works.
Yep.
But it is a Saturday. I don't know if it's, they may sort of look at it on Monday and say, oh, it's within, it's not over 7 days, Yeah,
Yep.
whatever. And then I'll reject it. I'll have to do the ride-in. But that gives another reason for a ride, So,
You have to ride. You have to get on the bike.
Mm.
Todd will be back. Go past. Rev your motor out the front of his house.
we'll work something out. 21. 21 for...
Yeah, it's the 21st today.
21st. That's the 21th, yes.
21st of the month.
Yep, it is. Anyway, we got some gaming to do, so we're going to close the stream, find my closing screen, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining, and we will, well, catch you catch you on the flip side.
Yep.
Or you can come in and play the game with us. There you go.
Yeah.
I want you to lift me up so high, a place that no one's ever been.
Next week.
Take me to a